Oh, no. Mhm. Well, while I wait for this to load, who shall be facilitating versus presenting today?
I'm not sure, but we are live now.
Okay.
How are you
Oh,
feeling?
I know why it's not loading because I have the wrong link saved here. Okay. Our new YouTube is clearstart.org.
Yeah.
There it is. Good morning, Bethany.
Betty. Well, while you're doing that, let's just get into it. If you're here for the first time, this is Sunday service. It's an ADHD planning meeting. I don't have my thing up at all. I'm just kind of winging it.
Okay, you can
It's
do
a
presenting if you want, and I can do facilitating.
okay.
You don't have the thing.
Yeah. Did
So,
you see my new I think you did.
mm-hmm, sure did. I've been using it. So, welcome to Sunday service. Um, so we're an ADHD planning meeting, and we basically focus on showing up for yourself. We want to create a clear weekly plan and commit to our next steps. Um, we use visual tools. Oh, pardon me.
That's
And we set a supportive vibe, and we want to make sure we focus on structure, which is kind of crucial for ADHD. And so the biggest thing is consistency. So we want to build time management skills, prevent burnout, and work on recovery. Set realistic, doable plans. So we want to bring on-time energy, delegate strategies, and make sure that we make space for joy in our week. Um, so basically, we want to start with, we usually will start with like introductions, gratitude, reflections on the week. We want to set some intentions and plan the week ahead. And then we just kind of want to leave the meeting feeling better and feeling more prepared for the week. So we'll start out. I'm Scarlett. I identify as Gray Ace and Pan in the community. I'm in the general Midwest area. Um, and uh, my week has been, I'm going to have to reflect a little bit on that because I'm not sure how to
oh.
wrap that up into a bow. It's not been bad. Um, there's been some like
Well, how
sickness.
did it start?
Huh?
How did it start?
I think it started pretty normal. I guess I was productive. I wound up getting some like medical things happening, nothing too serious, nothing permanent, but I kind of struggled through a lot of that and that kind of wiped out a lot of the week.
Mm.
But yesterday was fun up until like a cramping breakdown later in the night. It was fun before that. So I don't know. I think we salvaged it. I don't have bad feelings about the week overall, so I'll call it a win. What about you?
Well, my week has been complete trash, trashy shit. Um, I'm really just, I don't know, processing. I'm trying to stay alive, and hopeful. And I think that's the best I've got. I've been busy. I've been working a lot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the last week I've been working a lot and it is tiring. So I'm curious, and I have a big project I'm working on for the loft. So I really want to get going on that more while my brain is trying to work.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm grateful about everything. I think that's where I'm
Honestly, you're handling yourself pretty well considering everything that's going on right now. So I would like to take a minute to let you know I'm proud of you.
at.
And you're here too, which is huge.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's helpful.
Um, let us move on. I minimized my thing for a moment. There we go. So, we want to some tips to for a successful planning meeting is to we want to honor the moment and set the tone. So this is more of a planning session, a ritual for clarity, alignment, and future you care. So we want to be present, curious, grounded, and inspired. And we want to curate our space, whether that's with lighting, comfy clothes, fidgets, fan heater, blinds, whatever. Just basically make it a place where we can feel comfortable enough to do what we need to do. And then we want to handle the basics like getting snacks, stretching, hydration, going to the bathroom, getting coffee, what have you. We want to make sure we have the tools we need. Sometimes that's pens and notebooks, sometimes it's a laptop, calendar. We also have our own digital resources as well, which is the next thing. Use your resources. So we have free downloads. And Michelle, I don't know if you have the links to pop into chat.
Yeah,
And
I can do that.
perfect. And let me also change my chat to all. There we go. Okay. And then we also, so we have this Notion template that we use that you can make a duplicate of in your own account and then go from there. And so these tools can help clear the lingering responsibilities so your thoughts can flow freely and with ease. And speaking, pardon me, of
Just
clearing your thoughts,
tired.
I know. Um, Speaking of doing that,
Hmm.
we want to start with the brain dump. If Michelle, you can pull up the.
I think it's already on.
Oh, it sure is. Look at you. You're
Yeah,
on top of it.
I know. Teamwork, baby.
Mhm. All right. So here we go.
I
So
love that it
basically,
shows us both that we're in the Sunday service thing in Notion. I love Notion. I'm
I
really
know.
glad we got into it.
Yes, let's take a moment to appreciate Notion. Like we could
Woo.
maybe in the future, if we ever get sponsored, maybe we'll have a sponsorship for them. I
Yeah,
was accused one time of being one of their shills. I'm like, I would take money from them.
absolutely.
I would do that.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
But yeah, so we do this in four parts. We do a brain dump for 20 minutes, which is where we kind of pour everything out. We do reflective questions, we do a top 20, and then we add things to the calendar and do anything else that
Ooh,
I'm so sorry. I'm going to be doing that a lot,
me
probably.
too. Me too.
Um, so to start off with the brain dump, we kind of want to get everything out of our brain and onto a paper. It doesn't have to have structure. It's just kind of whatever feels right in the moment. Sometimes it might be a list, sometimes it might be a like word vomit, sometimes it might be both. It really just depends on how stuff is taking up space, and we're going to get rid of that. And that kind of focuses on the present. And then in the next section, it'll focus more on previous. And then the next section after that will focus on the future. So it's kind of a flow to set structure to designating things out of our brain. So just kind of get rid of everything that's taking up space, and then we'll pull from that later as needed. There's some tips on the screen if you want a little bit more inspiration, but we will take 20 minutes for that. And Michelle, do you have the timer by chance?
I do, but I can't share it.
Got it. Okay. Then I will put timer on my end as well, and we'll just have to do on our system on the 20 minutes. So
Okay.
we'll
I'm
come
gonna set
back.
my timer on my phone so I can
Yeah,
interrupt us when 20 minutes is over.
perfect. And I'll have a timer
Ready?
on my end too, just in case.
Perfect. That way you know. Yeah. It's hard to like know where I love and I don't love that I sometimes don't know where we're at in the
Mhm.
time. Like, has it been 10 minutes? Has it been one? Has it been 14?
Right.
So
I
that's
struggle with that too.
it's a fun thing too because I like the idea that I am genuinely not worrying about time. Because that's
Yeah.
kind of the purpose, right? Not to be like, well, I had 20 minutes. How am I going to write that long? Like, do I have that much in my brain? Like, if you just don't think about the time, you will find out exactly how much comes out. And then when a lot comes out or a little comes out, you have an idea of how long it takes you to process information that's in your brain, which is
Mhm.
a practice in and of itself that can get smaller and smaller and smaller, right?
Exactly. Like our times were pretty different on a lot of the stuff when we first started doing these meetings. Like we've
Yeah.
changed it for our needs, but if you end up doing this in the future, you can always use the Notion template as a guide, even if you don't fill it out directly, and or the website, and then you can set your own times based on what makes most sense for you.
Mhm. Yeah, I
So,
used to need a lot longer to do the brain dump. And I also needed longer, I feel like, to do reflective questions.
mhm,
Or sometimes it's calendar. Like if I had a lot of menu items to put in the calendar, sometimes it's calendar.
mhm,
So yeah, we'll do that too sometimes. So if one of us needs more time, we'll just automatically give more time. And if we do that, you don't have to wait for us. You can go into the next one.
right.
But if you do wait with us, maybe something's gonna squirt out your brain.
Mhm. Perfect.
All right.
So
Shall we?
we'll go on mute and then we'll come back in 20 minutes.
All right, I'll see you soon.
Okay.
It's 20 minutes.
Hi.
Hi.
All right.
What'd you do?
I did mostly blurb. I made a small list and then I just kind of wrote a bunch of stuff and I wound up um doing a lot of gratitude stuff. I didn't expect to, but I just kind of was like, I'm really happy for this person in my life. I'm really happy for um like rediscovering the joy of books. And I just kind of went, I don't know, the stuff in my head this morning was gratitude. So I got a lot of that stuff out.
Oh,
Yeah, I was surprised too, but that's just what came out.
it's funny you say that because Laura just got back from a walk and she stopped at a little library and got us a bunch of books that were,
Really?
yeah, very cool ones.
I'm so excited. I hope you text me what those are and what they're about.
Well, I can tell you. One of them is called Re-Regulated. It's it's a book about childhood PTSD. Um,
Fun read, fun
Perfect.
read.
And then um one that's called Control Your Dreams.
Mm. I don't know. I temporarily forgot that you always read nonfiction. You almost always read nonfiction.
Yeah.
You're really good about reading books that better you.
Yeah,
And
I think that's like my neurodivergent part. Like if it doesn't add to my life in some way, then why do I care about it? But like I yeah, I don't know. I've read fiction and I can read it really fast, but it has to be so good.
hmm
The writing has to be good.
yeah. And I'm like on my reading journey where I'm starting to really discover and find to what like. And is for one, chronology. I need chronology in events. So if someone releases a prequel, um, no, I'm going to read the prequel before the main series. I don't go first. And also in writing style, I really like either first person perspective or like third person limited. Like
Mm,
I can't do bopping between people's like in this paragraph it's from this person's perspective, but in this paragraph it's from a different person's
yeah,
perspective.
that's
I
tough for
need
me.
clear, I need to know going into a sentence who is like, even if it's not that person thinking it, like I need to know whose eyes I'm seeing through from the God point of view. Like,
Yeah.
even if there's like from one chapter to another, I'm fine with that. If it's like, okay, this chapter is clearly in this person's perspective, and this one's clearly that one, that's fine. Or even within a chapter, if there's like one of those squiggly lines in between perspective switches, fine with
Totally
that.
fine. Yeah.
Totally fine. I
Yes.
didn't know how much it stressed me out until I came across a book that I was reading that was a decent book, but I just kept getting distracted by the
Mhm.
tonal shifts and the perspective. I'm like, wait. I was just listening to this girl talk about how she doesn't like her dad, and now I'm listening to this dad think about how her daughter's a letdown. And I'm like, whoa, you did not warn me of this.
Yeah. What
So
happened there? Like, why did it switch over? And also, I need some sort of notification.
exactly. Yeah, I didn't know that I could be affected that much by a writing style, but it's a fun journey still because it's like I'm learning these things and I've got my own Notion template for it. And
Oh,
I
wow.
am
Yeah.
taking notes of, I'm like, I really enjoyed this. This made me feel things. And this stressed me the fuck out. And I don't want to experience that again in a book if I can avoid it. But
Wow. You are
yeah.
using all the tools, man. You're doing
I
it.
know. Like I said, I put it in my gratitude because it's like, um, I don't know if it's like a redirection of energy from the things that have been like actively stressing me out, but I can't control. But it's like I'm really discovering my joy for it. And even though it is like fiction, um, fiction books are just like TV shows, right? It's like it's just a different form of
Yeah.
media to intake, but it's also more what's the word I'm looking intentional. Like I have to tune things out to be able to read. And I still do my audiobooks. In fact, right now I have an audiobook of one series, and then my physical book is a completely different series. But I really like it because then I have my tone. Like, do I want to read this high fantasy thing? That's my audiobook. Or do I want to dive into my historical fiction of these 1930s high society women with vastly different personalities that are based on real people in history? And it's like I go from high fantasy to like subtle societal drama. And it's like I really enjoy that, especially since I see myself in the youngest of the sisters that I'm reading about in that novel.
Yeah,
So,
relating to a character is pretty important to me too.
yeah, like she's the youngest of her siblings, and she's kind of grown up with an overbearing mother, and she's always known for being the one that everyone likes because she's not abrasive or snooty.
Hmm.
And so she's used to having to juggle everybody and stay on her toes about everything. And it's like I relate to you, like so it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's escapism without being like one of them is totally escapism and the other one is like funneled escapism. And I don't know, I just really like immersing in the world and listening to 30s music while I'm reading that one. Um
30s music?
yeah, because it takes place in the 30s.
Oh, you're really like immersive.
I love doing that. That's my favorite thing. That's why I love historical romance, or not romances necessarily. I actually prefer when romance takes a backseat. But I really enjoy historical fiction because I love imagining myself in that time period. My favorite things about history are in
Laura's
mundane.
doing that right now, by the way.
What is
She's
she reading?
she's reading a book. What is it? The Scarlet Alchemist. The Scarlet Alchemist. It's a book her sister gave her that's basically about her sister. If she were in ancient China in what year? It doesn't say. Oh, doesn't say, but
Just ancient China. That
yeah.
is so cool. I actually just read one recently that took place in a fictionalized version of ancient China.
Mm,
It's so much fun because the best parts to me about history are the mundane moments. Like the big historical events are important, but I really love the day-to-day life of history. And that's what I love immersing myself in. I love imagining what would it be like if I could time travel and spend like a week in every decade of history or something.
yeah,
I think that would be so much fun. So I love historical fiction because it allows me to place myself in that time period. And but yeah, so I'm rediscovering my love for books in a way that like before I kind of took for granted. And I'm really grateful for that because it's like a simple thing that I have books that I haven't gotten around to reading yet, so it's there. And I don't know, I'm just rediscovering something that I already had. And I love that.
beautiful. I love
What
that.
was yours like?
Um, mine was um mine was about exactly what I want. Why didn't my hand go up?
Because we're
Exactly
doing
what I
this.
want or what I want to do and asking myself, um, or telling myself how I'm gonna do it,
Mhm.
which opened up like the way that I do like list items. There's more items under that one list item.
Mhm.
So I kind of like it opened up the idea that maybe my top 20 includes all the little ones too, not 20 list items that all have 5 list items under them.
Mm. Hmm.
Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna try that out today then.
Yep.
All
Like
right.
each phone call might involve, I also have to like get on my email and look at this thing, which takes time and energy. And then I have to like adjust something. I have to be on the internet for some reason, or I have to like reach out to a person. So that's like 5 things
Hmm.
for my brain anyway.
Yeah, no, it's huge because that's a huge deal where you put something on your list and you think, okay, just it's just one thing. It's not that big of
Just
a
make a
deal.
phone call. That's
Just make
it.
a phone call. It's easy. And then it takes so much out of you and then it discourages you from doing more. Like that's
Yeah,
very real. So I am on board with this and I'm excited to see how it affects your ability to knock stuff out of your top 20.
me too. Me too. Um,
Cool. Well, we'll go on and move right along to the second section, which is reflective questions. So we focused on getting everything out for the present, and now we're going to think about the past week. We're going to ask ourselves, how was the week? How did I perform in my various roles as an adult? Did I achieve the goals I set for myself? We want to focus on, or not focus on, but list out some victories and almosts. And the purpose of this is not to judge ourselves for what we didn't do. It's to do a memory exercise. This whole thing is kind of a memory exercise, but we want to see if there's stuff that we need to follow up on, and do differently for the next week, as is evidenced by the next questions. What could I have done differently? And is there anything that I need to follow up on? So listing out those victories and almost also kind of will force you sometimes to think about, oh, I did get done more than I thought I did. So sometimes it has that positive impact, and sometimes it'll jog something in your memory that you might have forgotten to get to, otherwise. So we'll take 10 minutes for that, and then we'll move on to our future planning.
Okay. I'm, I think I already switched the screen thing. I'll start the timer
Mhm.
now.
Okay.
That's time.
Alrighty. So, how'd we do?
Um, I did really well, meaning I don't usually get to fill out every single one of these because I'm too distracted with something.
Mm,
Um, but I was hard to find any almosts. Like I couldn't
really?
even get on the page of considering what I didn't do, you know?
Mhm. That's good though, that you got so much done that you spent, most of the energy like, well, I did this and this and this. There's not as much to get back to.
Yeah.
Well, I love that for you. And I'm excited because that sets a good tone for the next of the week. Because we've got fewer things lingering from the last week.
Yeah. A lot was able to get just like washed off the board.
Hmm.
I've also just come to realize how many projects I have in my brain at one time and how like equal amounts of energy go towards those. So I really just have to keep it simple and figure out like what is my top three,
Yeah.
put my energy in those things instead of like my top eight. It's a MySpace reference. Did you get it?
Yes.
Perfect.
Well, that's actually a perfect segue into our top 20 is prioritizing things. So, this next section, we take 15 minutes and we want to add structure to all of the stuff that we just did in the last two sections. So, between the brain dump and anything we might have had in the reflective questions that might imply we need to follow up on it, which for Michelle is a no, thankfully.
Hmm.
So, just pull out 20 things. It does not have to be 20 things. It can be less than that, but the main purpose is to practice prioritizing things and not letting ourselves get bogged down with, things that maybe aren't as important but seem important in the moment because we have all the things going on at once. So Michelle's practicing today, setting aside the important things for her projects, and she's going to be counting individual things like under main categories, but you can use categories can be really helpful because it can also remind you that um, oh, sometimes when I'm going through my top 20, I'll think of something I didn't think of in my brain dump because I'll be looking at that category and saying, oh, shoot, I do need to do this. And that is more important than this other thing I was going to throw on here. So yeah, it's a good exercise to help you prioritize things because sometimes it can all seem equally important and it's just not. And sometimes we have limited time in the week and we don't give ourselves that acknowledgement that we can't possibly do everything in 1 week. So limit yourselves to 20 things or less, and we'll come back in 15 minutes and get ready for the last section.
Perfect. We'll start now.
Okay.
Okay, that's 15 minutes. How'd you do?
Not too bad. I wound up prioritizing less than 20 things. So,
Good.
yeah, we'll see if that sticks or if I end up thinking of something later that I forgot about, but I have room for it if that happens. So, how would you do?
30, 40, 50, 16. It says I have 16 things.
Counting all the little things?
I think so.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I even added things like to text a person.
Very nice. All right. So we'll have to see how that works out. I'm
Yeah,
anxious to see if the 16 things get done.
I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Nice. Alrighty, so we'll move on to our next section, the last section, which is adding to calendar and weather and other things. It's kind of like a miscellaneous catch-all, but the main purpose of it is to intentionally set these top 20 into motion and consider things we might not have otherwise. So we'll want to visualize a successful week by accounting for the following and adding them to your calendar. So we want to pull things from top 20, also consider time blocks like creative time, admin, and then just kind of take ourselves off the map for periods of time. Non-committal times, like we're not going to do anything planned out during this period of time so that we aren't just scheduled back to back. Um, we want to do weather and domestics like chores and meal prep, and of course, breaks that we sometimes will neglect. So we'll want to account for all of those things in our calendars. And then we'll also, if you finish early, just kind of take a few deep breaths and just kind of take a minute and reflect a little bit until we come back. But yeah, we'll take 10 minutes for that and we'll come back and wrap up.
Okay, I'll start now.
Thank you.
Okay, that's time. It was perfect timing for me because I was right down to doing the weather. And I thought I did pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, we are at an extreme heat warning over here, so that's fun.
Hmm. Um, well, you have air conditioning now, so that's pretty wild.
We sure do. I forgot that I told you about that. Yeah. It is wild, yeah. I gotta get used to it. I'm just now getting used to the cool. So,
Hmm.
it's really nice having air conditioning, and it's kind of perfect timing that we would get a heat warning after we get AC again.
I was gonna say, were you less worried when you saw that forecast?
Yes, very much so. And I'm really blessed that not only do we have AC, but we have our own house with a backyard, so we don't have to take the girls on long walks and risk them
Hmm.
getting dehydrated just
Hmm.
for them to go to the bathroom. We can just let them go out and then they can immediately come back in. And we can wear them out inside with play. They pretty much do that themselves. At least Cora and Bean do. They wear each other out all the time. And then Gibbs, we have to get into and get her a little excited. All we have to do is say her name a bunch and she starts getting excited.
She
Um,
knows what's up.
yeah, yeah. Or fireworks makes her crazy. Um, but yeah, so it's super good that we have AC again, and I'm really relieved about that. So is your week looking good?
Yeah, it is. I think I'm gonna be able to. I think I'm gonna be able to do everything, and then I'm off next weekend.
Very nice.
Aside from this, of course, so that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, feeling pretty good.
That's awesome. And if you end up needing to talk or anything like that, of course, you know this just you personally, not anyone that's watching this later, but you can
Hmm.
always reach out to me. And
Thank
hopefully we'll
you.
have a better week. And I'm really glad you're going to get some time off after this next week.
Yeah, thank you. And I hope your week goes well also.
Thank you. All
Okay.
right, guys. Well, we'll talk to you next weekend, and hopefully everybody has a productive week now that they planned it all out.